Welcome back to my podcast. I am Tandy Houghton. This is Batting for Scatty, where I interview comedians that are more experienced than myself. I'm currently in the middle of an interview with Paul Savage, who is a comedian, cartoonist, gin maker and resident MC of the Rose Villa Tavern in Birmingham. If you get to see him. He's very, very funny. I have seen him in person and in real life also. Here's Paul Savage.
Yeah, and there's a thing, I was reading John Ronson's new book, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, about people having these witch hunts on Twitter, and where someone did a bad joke and they got hounded by it, and their parent, they were like, oh, this is where they live, this is where they work, their workplace is saying, come out and say, no, I don't believe that's what they're, and some of them were like, if it's straight up racist, that's fine, but if it's just a silly little joke the context isn't quite there, we've all done that, where we're just the comedic thought there is valid, but you haven't you've turned it too much, you've not turned it enough, it's not quite there. But that's the thing, it's a throwaway medium. It's like when people are screenshotting these things for, I'll save this so you can't delete it and take it back, you're like, he absolutely should be able to delete it so you can just go, I messed up. That's not the end product of that joke. It's the first draft. I might be able to make this work 6 months down the line as a bit in something else. It might fit in between two other jokes. It might fit somewhere else. It might be I might put it into the mouth of a different character. But I use it almost as a record of jokes that I've put on there. There's a whole series I do called on Twitter, which is punchlines to setups I haven't got. I can't work out the setup. I've just heard. What was the phrase the other day? Getting down to semantics, getting up to semantics, and I've got nothing for it. I don't know where it goes.
Maybe you should become a rapper as well.
Yeah. There's I did think that there was when we were I was on a boat in South America with some Australians and some South Africans, and it was a really rough crossing and we weren't enjoying it, and to distract ourselves we started battle rapping, and just for 3 days afterwards I was destroyed, mentally destroying this. Oh yeah, that's what it's bad. And was it? My verse is so original, I treat you worse than you treat Aboriginals, and and just 3 days after the fact, she's on a different boat, never gonna see her again. That's bloody brilliant, brain, let me write that down. Why is this my brain? It's ludicrous.
You talked earlier about going into jobs that you hated.
Yes.
How long did that last after university before you decided to start doing stand-up?
So I quit uni when I was 20. I did 3 years of sort of jobs, sort of words in pubs, did a bit of construction, labouring. Then I was trying to get I was in sales for a bit, door-to-door sales, which was rough, but did teach me a lot about heckling, work ethic, improvisation, being able to deliver something that you've said 900 times before and find fresh stuff, going off script. It was a really useful training ground for that. I'm not sure I would recommend it, but yeah, it was a very good thing for that. And then then I was trying to get an actual job, and I was working in some offices and I hated it. I was miserable, and decided that I wanted to be. I'd always wanted to do it, and I'd always just been so scared of asking. I didn't know how to get into comedy. I didn't know. I think there's now better stuff in place, but when I was doing it, this will place exactly how long it is since I started comedy. You can tell down to probably place it within a 6-month period, because I had to get a MySpace account to be able to message somebody for asking for my first gig. I started when I was 24. 23, 24. 23. Which I felt at the time was really old. Oh God, I'm so far behind these because there's 16-year-olds on the circuit. Oh God. And then you see other people who start up and they're like 55 and just like, yep, through the same school year. It's bizarre. So I did that, and then I was still doing jobs for another 3 years, and then I worked in. I got fired from a car sales place.
You got fired?
Oh, I got fired from lots of these jobs. I would turn up.
Did that feel bad, or you?
Yeah, but it should have felt worse than it did. That's a bad sign. So I'd turn up and I'd do the bare minimum to scrape by until they went, look, and I'm constantly late because I can't sort my life out. Like yesterday, leaving that house, I was sent my mate Phil, and just like, oh yeah, you might need your bag, and then went back in and was like checking my card on the way to the bus, see if I got my card, and was like, oh no, you've left that in your jeans, and run back and just employers tend to not like me. Over a period of time, and then quite good at interviews, quite bad at doing the actual work, and unless anyone is listening and wants to employ me, then I'm great. You
just need a little time limit. You need one of these little bombs that do it.
Well, I'm trying to get into I'm trying to get one of these. Are you aware of the Pomodoro method?
No, it's a restaurant though. It's a nice one in Eastbourne.
Yeah. So it's Pomodoro is Italian for red pepper, and this bloke has a red pepper timer, and so you set it for 25 minutes. And you set it, you put it on the table, and you work for 25 minutes, and then it goes off, and you set it for 5 minutes, and you faff around for 5 minutes. You can make yourself a cup of tea, you go do you check your phone, whatever, and then you set it for 25 minutes. And if you break it up into increments, small, you can do it. Now I've tried that. I'm not the best at it. I'm trying to make it part of my thing.
Does the red pepper explode?
No.
I think that's the incentive.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen.
Yeah. Something. If you've not finished by this point, everything is on fire. Which that would be good. So I was doing day jobs, and then I got fired from one, and my mate was like, don't go. Everyone was just like, just don't go back into sales because it's not healthy for you. You don't like it. And this was when I was doing sort of 3-4 gigs a week, and I used to have a t-shirt and in the back of my car so that I could. I had a spare pair of clothes in the back of my car, so I just spent all day at work on the chalk forums and Facebook, and people were like, oh, I need an open 10 tonight in thingy. I'm like, brilliant, I can get there. And so I was whizzing all over the country doing those, and then I got fired from one. I retrained as a youth worker because I'd gone out to Romania and done some work with kids for the charity that was connected to my church, and it was brilliant, really enjoyed it. And my mate was like, you really liked that, why don't you try and do that? So I retrained as a youth worker, and then as I qualified, the first cuts came in, and all of the youth work provision that was local council run went in lots of areas, so they all went into the private sector. And so I was up against people where I was like, I've got 2 years experience in a HNC, and they were like, I've got 3 degrees and I've been doing it 20 years. And give him the job. Just give him. Why have you? So I did, that year I did 160 application forms. And that's not just like sending an email, that's sending an email, getting it and being like, fill this in and do a cover letter and a statement. And we did 160 of those, got 2 interviews, didn't get either of them. And you're just like, if I put a quarter of the effort that I'm putting into getting a real job as I put into comedy, I could do it. So I just went, screw it, I'll do that. I was going up to do the Fringe for the first time, and I was on the Edinburgh Fringe, and I was going up to do that, so that would be 2010. I was on job seekers allowance, and I went, I've got to sign off because I'm going to be up in Edinburgh in the next couple of weeks. And what are you doing up there? And I went, I'm going up for the Fringe, I'm performing. And they went, I had a couple of big bits of work that I wanted to not have them claim, because it would have been, it's 400 quid in your bank, where did you get that from? And I said, look, and he went, oh, well, if you want to go self-employed, you can get for the transition period, will pay you whilst you transfer. You get working tax credits, and it turned out to be £5 less a week than what I was getting on Job Seekers, and I was like, well, I hate getting up on a Tuesday to come in and struggle through it. So I will happily pay you. It's essentially me paying you £10 not to have them come and do that interview, to not get up on a Tuesday. Absolutely, I've done that. So yeah, went self-employed, and from then on I've just been spinning plates, all of the plates, trying to make things work. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not.
So do you still love it, though?
Yeah, I grew to hate it. Just before I went travelling, it was just making me sad because I got these. It's when you start putting financial value on it, where you're sitting there just going, I need this to pay rent, and now when something drops out of my diary, you go, oh, that's a shame, but yeah, where you just, and I'd worked so hard, but stuck in a rut of writing new material, but it's not as good as the old stuff, and then you're getting sick of the sound of your own voice, and just can't break through into certain things. I just quit. So
when it works, it's great, isn't it? It's really high, but when it doesn't work, it's really hard.
Yeah, and at that point, it was they were doing lots of work on the roads, and so there was regularly. I was coming in at 3-4 in the morning because they just closed 7 of the motorways in the Midlands, and just like, find your own way home, and you're like, so you get this tiny shot of adrenaline, and you get home, and you're like, yeah. But there was ones where you just a normal gig, there's no adrenaline, and you're just and then someone drove into my car. I had a horrible gig. Someone drove into my car, wrote it off, and then I had a big gig for Peter Vincent, who runs about 30 gigs nationwide, and took 2 years to get this spot. Got it, has a not great gig, really felt that I just and I was just like, well, that's because that could have been X amount of money if I'd have got onto his list of acts that regularly played his clubs. I would have been in a much better financial position, and I felt probably put far too much pressure on myself, and just went, and then just went, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, and just made the decision to quit, and because of that, so I did the Fringe with no pressure, which was brilliant, because I wasn't going, I'm chasing an agent, I'm trying to do this. It was just, I'm just doing this, I'm having fun. Finished my show, did Hell to Play, finished that, and packed up my stuff and just went travelling for 7 months, and it was brilliant, because just know you're not chasing that thing. There's obviously you don't get any of the adrenaline, but if you're not getting the adrenaline anyway, there is. It was real nice to not be having to turn up to a place every month and go, here's 10 minutes of new stuff that will eventually be 120 minutes of new stuff that will be eventually filed down into 55 minutes of a show, and that's the conveyor belt sort of thing. I can just burn it off and just go, no, do none of it. None. Projects, they're dead. Start again. Rip it all up. It was brilliant. I could just go, okay, that's a project, it can go into storage, and that's a project, and that can go into storage, and sold off all the bits that couldn't, and
So did you plan to come back?
No.
I don't mean from South America.
No. I deliberately left it open-ended. I did a one-way ticket, and was like, if I find somewhere I really like, I might stay. And there were certain places that I could live here.
That's part of your thing of making it extreme to be something that you're interested in, isn't it? Because some people would just go, I'm just going on holiday for 2 weeks, to Spain or something. They come back, feel refreshed, carry on. But it's quite extreme to just go, right, I'm just
but it's a really nice thing as well, is you notice that you can do that and no one misses you. Not obviously, but you're not such an integral cog in a thing that you
don't run a business or
exactly. You can just sod off.
Although you do make gin.
I do. That was another reason that I left, was because I poisoned a grand's worth of gin. I just went. I'd been putting them through cotton filters, and I've been washing them out, and there was residual soap in them that I'd just not it hadn't occurred to me that that's how, and then I was like, oh, that's what that weird soapy, and so I'd got some that had a weird soapy taste that I couldn't quite fix. And I was like, oh, right, okay, is that off because I thought it might off the skin or off some sort of thing, and you're like, oh no, it's the soapy taste is soap, and I had to pour it all down the sink. And so I was just like, that was another reason, because it all happened within about
some people would have still drunk it.
Yeah, that's the people are like, I'd have had it, and I was like, I don't want to poison you. That's not good business. So yeah, chucked it all away, and started again. It started as a little hobby, and that's there's a thing. It's a Confucius quote that's absolutely 100% not a Confucius quote. It's one of those internet Confucius quotes. It's just a bloke said it. I always feel sorry for the people who are a bloke who said a thing and it gets attributed to someone else. I saw one the other day that was the media's job is to find out secrets, and everything else is just advertising. George Orwell. It's not George Orwell. It's a newspaper baron from the 30s in America, and it's like you're taking away this. Like that's the one thing that this guy left, was that he left that quote of just like.
That's going to happen to you.
Yeah, that's it. Just like I've had it happen with jokes, but like there's certain ones where it's like famous quotes of funny stuff from, like, I remember reading like Johnny Carson ones, but that would have come from a writer's room, and you're sort of like, oh, that's interesting. They get the credit, and but like it happened to Tim Vine. His entire act was typed up into a email and sent around as forward these great Tommy Cooper jokes. And he lost like huge amount of work from it. Had to rewrite the whole thing, because his whole sort of Club 20, because someone had put his Club 20 into an email and attributed it to someone else. I've seen Stephen Wright. I went to a cafe that offered breakfast at any time, so I had French toast in the Renaissance, and I've seen that attributed to Peter Kay, and Peter Kay wouldn't have it. He wouldn't say French toast. Like that should be. I had potato waffle. He would pick a different thing.
Where is Peter Kay, by the way? Is it just me, or they're always like showing repeats? But where is he?
Yeah.
Is he doing anything? I just feel like he's been kidnapped somewhere in the BBC. They're holding him.
I think he's in a vault.
We keep showing reruns.
Yeah.
So after South America, then what made you go back into comedy?
So I'd written Hell to Play the first year. Me and Alexander Bennett wrote it, and then I went off travelling, and then we were writing it whilst I was out in South America. So I just go, here's a joke that would fit. Here's a different. Here's an idea for blah blah blah. And there was sort of that I was coming to, like, I had budgeted for 6 months, so I would have had to stay longer if I would have had to get a job if I was going to stay longer anyway. We were writing this thing, and he was like, we're having real trouble with casting for it because it's quite a lot of work for very little money, and someone can go, I can do 3 of the days, but you need someone for like a 22-day run or whatever it is at the Fringe. And I was just like, I could just come home. I'm planning to come home.
Where were you at the time? Which country? Because you went to a few, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in. I think it was in Bolivia. So I still had the rest of Bolivia. Because I was in La Paz. I was working at the charity there. I'd stopped for a month to stay with them and get a bit.
What was the charity?
It's called Susana. It's a Christian charity working with women in the red light district, and they get them and they teach them a trade so that they aren't financially tied to that life, because it's very easy to go, hey, you should stop being a prostitute, and they're like, feed my kids then. Feed my kids. Okay. So they make cool.
I just have this image of you teaching them stand up now.
Yeah, there was a bit where they were like, oh, he does comedy, he's going to do it, and I was like, I'm not. It's the most terrifying thing in the world is doing kids gigs. I'm not doing those to small Bolivian children because it won't work. I'm not a big physical clown. So yeah, but yeah, I was doing that, and then it was just worked out. It was doable to come home and write myself into the show and then come up with a format. And so I was like, oh well, if I'm doing that, I'll need something else. So I brought the Bible show back as well, and then it was pretty much it was going to be Kill or Cure, the Fringe. It was going to be, because I did a couple before I went up to the Fringe just to see if and there was like a little bit, and then the Fringe was just such a shot of adrenaline. It just this is like just forgotten how much fun the cut and thrust of stand-up is. Of just the first one we did, because I did my show Hell to Play and three-hander with a guy called Nige and a guy called Scott, where we just did 20 minutes each. And the first day we went there and it was 60 people in a 60-seater room, just crammed in there, and they were it was like 6 in the afternoon. They're a bit drunk, but like playful drunk, and it was just that sort of, but you said that, but I said that, and you got a bit, and it was just such a wonderful, like that. All of the little cogs going, because that's part of the thing I really enjoy about stand-up is the whatever you get from doing a puzzle is the like yesterday I had a gig where there was some women who just would not stop talking, and it's how I play that and go, you're thinking like a chess match. You're like going, okay, well if she said that thing, so I can then go this decision tree, and I can go that way, and then she's already said that earlier, so I could probably go into that material and make, because all they wanted was for it to be about them, but you've got the other 95% of people in the room who want it to be. And so, but because I'm the second person on out of 9 comedians, I can't go double-footed and take them out. It's like, and so you get that wonderful, just thinking about how to play the room is a real interesting one. And that's like you come off and go, it might not have been the funniest one, but it's one I enjoyed because I won. I beat that puzzle. Yeah. It's a I beat that puzzle. And there's been other ones where I remember doing a gig years ago where I was it's a student gig in Middlesbrough, and there was 300 people in, and I came off and I was utterly deflated. The promoter was like, "You alright?" I was just like, "Yeah." It's like, because there'd been a car crash up on, and his headliner wasn't coming because he was just stuck behind a car fire. It was just like, so they were scrambling trying to find someone else in the area who could come across the clothes. And like, so he's like, "Yeah, I'm watching, but I'm not watching." Fine, whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, it just didn't go well." And he was like, "I heard laughing, I heard rounds of applause." And we were like, "Oh, really? Did you?" And what had happened was there was 2 girls in the middle who just had, a face on them, just like that. And they just did not want to laugh. If I can break them in the 10 minutes, I can break them once, I've won. And I didn't. And so I came off deflated, and they were just like, "No, it was really good." And you're like, "Oh, I didn't even see that," because there's that face that
it just brings the whole mood down for you.
Yeah.
I saw it.
And there's like I've heard from other people, you just have to just block it out.
I had that last night. And I just felt awful, really bad, like really low. And but other people were saying, "No, you were great, you were really funny." But there were a few people there, and they were quite far back too. The whole audience was quite far back. So I just felt like, this isn't working.
And this is, it's such a stupid, weird thing, but we do it to ourselves.
What happened with your car crash?
I was on the way to a gig. It was at it was a daytime festival. I was turning right into a junction, so it was on a main road, and then I was turning right. So I just sat there with my indicator on, waiting for traffic to become clear on the other way, and someone tried to go round the outside of me like a dick. And as I turned, he went, and completely right off my car. And
were you okay?
Yeah, absolutely fine. No whiplash or anything. But it was just really annoying and irritating, and just sort of. But it was in the end quite freeing. Just going, don't have to think about this other thing, and no. Should I spend the $4,000 that I've got in a cheque on another $4,000 car, or actually I can spend $1,000 because I was working out, and just like, I could go to Peru and spend $1,000 a month there and live there for 4 months. Yeah, brilliant, let's do that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and just tick off loads of things that I wanted to do for years, like Titicaca, the Machu Picchu, the Inca Trail, the Atacama Desert. I wanted to do that since I was a kid. Yeah, brilliant, got to do all. It's lovely.
So now you're back in comedy.
Yes.
What are you working on now?
Too many things. So I am doing stand-up. I'm writing a show for The Fringe. It is called Provisionally Paul Savage is Set to Self-Destruct, and it's about how I self-sabotage, which you might have heard some of this today. We're also writing the third iteration of Hell to Play, so new characters for that, some new lines, probably all new lines. There's a couple that we like to keep right at the start because they're just very good for getting what the show is. Like there's one line at the start which is hello, welcome to Hell to Play. It's a game show set in hell. Hell, traditionally a dark, squeezed space full of people who've had their souls crushed. So it felt only natural to bring it to the Edinburgh Fringe, and that we will. I think we may never change that because it just works so nicely as a. This is what that is. This is what the show is, right? So we're doing that third iteration of that. I'm trying to write some comics. I'm trying to. What's
the zombie thing you did the other day? I'm not allowed to talk about that. Was it a film or something you were filming?
Oh no, that was we filmed a sketch. So it was not a zombie; it was a post-apocalyptic comedy. So it's based on certain zombie films and certain end of the world films, and it's just the idea of being the first post-apocalyptic comedian and just doing observational. So it's the tropes of mid-90s stand-up and the tropes of things that happen in sort of zombie movies or Mad Max, The Road, that sort of thing, and just mashing them together and we filmed it. Went out into a field in Stafford that looked suitably apocalyptic. It was on a day that was exactly zero because it kept trying to snow but failing, and I did it in 2 hours. It was great, and all it cost me was a round of hot chocolates. It's like, right, we're going to just finish off doing some retakes here, take my card, use the contactless payment, and just put yes. And unbelievably, the guy behind the bar had a do at them because he was like, "Oh, I can't believe you've come here on Sunday afternoon and asked for 7 hot chocolates." And they're like, "How is this any different to you getting your 7 pints?" Right, just like, I've got to use a different machine. Yeah, it's your job. Like, he had a proper whinge at them, like not like a funny whinge, just like a whinge. And I was like, getting carveries, that's surely more work. Like,
I remember working in the bar though, and we were just told to say that the coffee machine was broken. It wasn't. I don't know why, but something about it.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain point where if after a certain hour, if you ask for a hot drink in a pub, you are just irritating. It's like it's past 9. You don't stop it.
You've just had a hot drink as well.
Yeah. Well, there was a point where I started because my throat was wrecked. Drinking tea with honey and lemon because it helps soothe the throat. And I asked for it in the pub because my voice was, and I was just like, I'm the worst person. I'm the worst person in the world. I've become everything I hate.
Thanks so much for coming down.
That's all right. No, it's
been
not
really
funny.
good.
No, it's been really good. I noticed that we've missed so many of it.
Well, we missed so much stuff because actually,
going off on tangents.
That was so interesting. So maybe we'll do the other stuff another time.
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Enjoy your time in Sussex.
Thank you. Will do.
That was the fantastically funny Paul Savage. If you get a chance to go and see him MC or perform his stand-up elsewhere, then please do. It's well worth it. Oh, great, here comes a bus. Oh right, it's a school trip. I'm outside of school. Wow, the bus is nearly going into my car. Exciting stuff. See Paul Savage, buy his gin, buy his comics. Next time I'm going to be interviewing Rob Thomas. Whoa, stop there, bus. Stop there. I think I'm just going to stop this now and drive. Yeah, so if you enjoyed that interview, Rob Thomas next time. Thank you. It's 2 a.m. on a random night after doing this interview, and I wake up in a cold sweat saying to myself, I will never know what the Confucius quote was. That was not a Confucius quote. Except I can just message Paul and ask him. And this is what he said. He said, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. He then went on to say, I've turned 4 hobbies into jobs and they've all been horror shows. He then said, yeah, loving a thing doesn't erase the problems and it can magnify them. It's by no one. You can thank me for doing that by Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, email, text and post. I am so ridiculously over available. It's very upsetting. It's disgusting, really. Rob Thomas next.